popping, guys? It's Jude here today, and I look and feel like a piece of poo. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm in the beautiful surroundings of, well, actually, can you guess, guys? I'll give you a couple moments to do a little geo-guesser. Oh yes, that's definitely a Mongolian rock in the background. But could those be Nepalese horses down there? Well, stop your blundering because you're all wrong. Today we're here in Kyrgyzstan. My mother calls me Kyrgyzstanli, but you can call me Kyrgyzstan, as I imagine how that name came about. I don't know. Blooming heck, it's cold up here in the mountains, but we didn't start our journey at such a high altitude. We've actually climbed up here using our legs. We flew in a couple of days ago to the capital of Kyrgyzstan, Bishkek.
So all of the countries we're going to be visiting in this trip, as I'm sure you'll all know, used to be part of the Soviet Union. Bishkek in particular had this interesting mix of concrete-heavy Soviet architecture and the ever-looming presence and influence of characters like Lenin, side by side with a bit of Central Asian flair. And then there was also some modern twists that I just wasn't expecting at all, such as the main one I can think of is a phenomenon we saw throughout our time in Central Asia, where kids just drive sports cars in the streets. Listen, I know it's looked down upon to be filming kids, okay, but it was just this really amusing pastime where like 3-year-olds will be whipping around at some speed, I might add, in miniaturized replicas of like Lamborghinis and Ferraris. Anyway, after marvelling all evening at Bishkek's impressive array of water features, the next morning we caught a tiny little plane across some really breathtaking landscapes to a small town called Karakol, which serves as a gateway to the Tian Shan mountains which border between Kyrgyzstan and China. You can tell it's a bit more rugged in these parts because the kids drive monster trucks instead of sports cars. But anyway, we will be coming back here, I promise you that. But on our first run through, we only really had time to wolf down a spot of goulash at the local Boop Cock before getting a taxi ride out into the sticks and setting off on what proved to be a really magnificent trek.
Now we're finally here at Altin Arashan. I think I'm pronouncing that really wrong, but I'm recovering from the flu, so maybe a couple of days of hiking in the mountains is not like the best idea in the world, but do you know what? I'm sure we'll have just a barrel of laughs anyway. And I do, and you know me guys, I do like mountains. Ooh boy, do I like mountains. Essentially standing in a Bob Ross tutorial, aren't I? It's actually unbelievable. mind me, I'm just drinking straight asu. You probably want a piece of this asu. You can't have any. Yes, that tastes like asu. I hate myself. I actually hate myself. Oh, that's... There it is. It's really cute. It's too fast, I can't keep up with it. Oh. Away. I don't get how they move so fast because their legs are really far apart. It's like a sausage dog. Oh. Oh, and there it goes.
They're still like here and with the drone.
Oh my god. We have a standoff. Oh my god, choose your character. He's a right snooper, this guy. Oh, and he's taking a poo. Whilst he's on the bog. Escape! Escape, little one. It's super effective. She's perplexed. She doesn't know what to do. Second day of trekking. My knees are on fire. We tried to have like a hot springs bath because this area is very geothermal. Oh my god, I was nearly boiled alive. It was so hot. I'm breathing quite heavy because the altitude's getting to me a little bit. But today we're going to be heading to some lakes. I don't know, I've got nothing interesting to say. I love these trees, how they're so tall and thin. It's like a bunch of pencils on the mountain. I also love how, because they're so tall and thin, some of them fall over, but then obviously they need sunlight, so they just sort of do like a nice little U-bend. I know I sound a bit weird, but I really like this tree. And there's the hot springs. Well, all of a sudden we've woken up and the world is covered in a wintry blanket. Ooh. I went out in the middle of the night to drop the kids off at the pool, if you know what I'm saying, and I was surprised to find that my little bare feet were all very freezing, and that's because there was about 10 centimetres of snow beneath it. That's about 2 inches for you Americans, I think. I don't know, work it out yourself, you imperial bastard. But good timing on our part, because I don't think you could do any of the walks that we did in this. So we're heading back down today. Man, this place was beautiful. But yeah, it might be a bit of a slippery descent for us today, so I guess I'll see if I can remain on my little feet, my little hobbit's feet. Hi guys, just got back to Karakol. As promised, we have returned. This hotel is very lovely, but there's one slight issue. This lamp here. What you'll notice is I'm tapping it in lots of different places. There's no switch. So what a conundrum I find myself within. How on earth do I turn this lamp on? Well, it's actually a very efficient system that they have in this hotel. I'll just show you. Just reach all the way around the back here. And there you go. The light comes on. Let's just reenact that for a second. I don't feel tired yet. I'd like to read my book. Let me shed some light on the situation. No, can't reach. Oh, perfect. It's so stupid.
Turns out Karakol had much more to offer than just a boopcock. It's this interesting sprawl of old buildings. Never really feels like it's turned into a proper place. It's like a really big but authentically Kyrgyz suburb full of charm. One of the charms I like the most is that for some reason there's a boxing machine at nearly every street corner, and people just walk up, see if they can beat the high score, and then get on with their day. And I think little quirks like that really add so much to a place.
Stood here in front of this very pretty Russian Orthodox church, and I'm going to tell you my plan for the next few days. Tomorrow we're going to be taking a bus very early in the morning, a 6-hour journey across the border into Kazakhstan, everyone. Almaty, as it turns out, is bloody massive. You can't see most of it here because it's all hazy and smoky and atmospheric today. But also, much like my father at Christmas, it's rapidly expanding. There's so much building work going on, loads of traffic. Yeah, Kazakhstan's on the up apparently, and it doesn't seem to want me along for the ride. You know, this is nothing against the Kazakh people, but the country itself has tried its very best to maim and injure me so far as I've been here. In fact, literally crossing the border, the passport control room had this really tiny little hobbit door, and so as I was putting my bags in security, I turned around and just bonked my head on the door frame. Sorry, I've just wandered into some sort of safari. I don't know where that music's coming from. The other small little minuscule complaint I have is, for some reason, Kazakhstan is the country of trip stairs. Everywhere I go, there's these tiny little stairs that are just purpose-built to trip me up. Lethal. Oh, let me just walk up this normal staircase. Whoa!
Almaty was actually a very chill and, dare I say, modern feeling city. On the one hand, you had lots of parks and trees and autumn leaves with grand old architecture and impressive buildings, and then there were places like Globbing, which is globbing. I don't know, there's a giraffe in there. Almaty is also home to the poshest bottle of water I have ever had the privilege of drinking. It was called Premium Water, and it tasted like water. It claims to have been perfectly balanced since 2001, which to me implies that before 2001 they were just scooping up muddy, cholera-filled puddles. You see, lesser mortals would have made a 9/11 joke there, but I am innocent and pure. Much like this water since 2001. No, anyway, after a lovely 48 hours in Kazakhstan's biggest city, it was time to venture onwards as we would be seeing the rest of the country whizzing past our train window. This is the Almaty to Tashkent sleeper train, which is 17 hours long. Very hard to book tickets for, but one hell of a good time. The train is equipped with a dining car. What is this? Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen? No, actually, because the food was delicious. And so onwards we trundled, all through the night and into the meek hours of the morning.
Well, we've made it to Tashkent in Uzbekistan. Oh my god, what is this? Salute for the president, everyone. The Uzbekistani CIA are just going past, apparently. There's a limousine there. And now like 1,000 police cars. Okay, well, I've no idea what that was. As I was saying, we've made it to Uzbekistan. My drone didn't. It got confiscated at the border, at the train crossing. Not like massively ideal. I got taken away into a small room. Luckily I managed to take out the SIM card, so all of my beautiful mountain footage is safe, but I think the agreement that I managed to set up is I'm able to get it back at customs when I fly out of Uzbekistan. So it's just in solitary confinement. It's not been completely locked down. The stupidest part of the whole thing is, as I got taken into this room in the back, he was obviously asking me what I was going to be using the drone for whilst in Uzbekistan. I of course replied, I am a YouTuber, I make YouTube videos. And then he started like demanding evidence, so I had to get my channel up on his computer, and me and the chief of Uzbekistani border patrol were watching my spore videos together.
I also just want to jump in here with an update since I got back home. I am now the Chief Border Patrol Officer's official English teacher, guys. I've no idea how this happened. I've currently got about 9 minutes of WhatsApp voice messages to sift through, and he's a lovely guy, and he really appreciates it when I correct his grammar and pronunciation for him. So yes, this is a big shout out to you, the Chief of Uzbek Border Patrol, my new bestest friend.
And finally, we've made it all the way to Samarkand, everyone. Currently walking around a very old mausoleum For those of you who don't know, which I imagine is most of you, because you're a bunch of uneducated, ignorant scum, Samarkand is one of the oldest cities in the world. And we're going to be tracking Uzbekistan's Silk Road routes from Samarkand all the way along the bottom of the country. But this is the first stop on the way, and it has some quite spectacular buildings, so... Random Uzbekistan fact coming your way, and it really is random. Almost every single car in this country, just found out this morning, is a Chevrolet. And that's because there's really high import taxes on cars, and Chevrolets are made in Uzbekistan. I did warn you it was random. What's slightly less random is the piece of information I'm about to give you now. I'm sporting my new Uzbekistan football kit. Please tell me I look nice in the comments, please. And then secondly, we're here at the Ulugh-Bek Astronomical Observatory. Nailed it first time. Now, I believe I'm right in saying that Ulugh-Bek was a descendant of Timur, who was of course the founder of the Timur dynasty here in Central Asia, as I'm sure you're all aware. Ulugh-Bek is quite famous for establishing this observatory behind me here. The stars. He was sort of like the first ever Professor Brian Cox. That's what I'm imagining. And he used like a big stone half pipe to make a lot of measurements about the stars. The stars. And it's using this map from Tony Hawk's Pro Skate 2 that we can see that the distance between one star and another star is very, very big. Amazing. I feel I haven't treated this place of historical significance with the respect it probably deserves. I think they actually discovered the tilt of the earth, and I think they also like cracked how long a year was as well. So it was pretty big stuff, pretty groundbreaking stuff. Shout out to all the flat earthers out there for undoing what they managed to discover in 1420. I'm finding a real first world problem with these buildings. Too bloody tall, I can't get them all in. I imagine I'm going to be seeing a lot more of these, so I do apologise if you get bored of them. It's a nice sort of Minecraft wool cyan, isn't it? They're all so detailed as well. It's a wonder. It's a marvel. So here we are in our penultimate destination on the Silk Road, Bukhara. Or should I call it Bukhara, because it's Halloween tomorrow. I've hit the point in the vlog where I'm too tired to keep the energy up. But the Silk Road has not disappointed, it's got to be said. Apart from the fact I haven't seen any camels yet. I was so sure that if I saw anything on this trip, it would be a camel. Fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. No way. Oh my god, no way. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Oh, I feel quite bad for him actually. He doesn't look very happy. So I have seen a camel, but it does have clinical depression, so I don't know if we count that one. What's popping, guys? It's Jay Dizzle here. Now, if I look like I've just been dragged backwards through a hedge, it's because I had to wake up at 5 o'clock this morning to catch a very early train. That very early train ran out of electricity before we reached our destination. So we're now in the wrong place on the side of the road waiting for a taxi. It doesn't look like walking at all. Hi guys, it's Jude here and we're going to watch some tightrope walking. That's crazy. Well, so our Central Asian adventure comes to a close. But what a time it's been. I've got to say, these are some right hidden gems. I'm going to make a big brain prediction now that in 3 years time maybe, these are going to be so popular. Everyone and their grandma will have been to Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan. So yeah, but unlucky because I got there ahead of the crowd, ahead of the curve, as per usual. So I guess be jealous and stay mad, haters. No, listen, thank you so much for watching. I realise no one watches my vlogs and no one watches my videos full stop these days. Big ups yourselves, it means an awful lot. Okay, this is Jude, signing out. And then I just walk off the rooftop.